Hey guys, this is the Betamax man here. So we've got an SL HF600 up for repair. This particular machine is having some problems. There was, when the tape was playing, you could hear sound, but you couldn't see any video. So I took the top off, found out the head drum's not turning. So I thought it might have been the servo circuitry, so I checked that first. And there were a couple capacitors that were bad, so I changed those. Checked some of the other components, they're all fine. Went ahead and replaced all the caps in the servo circuitry. Still nothing. But it does act like it wants to try to turn, but it's not. Let me show you. Play. It wants to, it's trying, but it can't. And the volume meters were working, so yeah, we're gonna have sound because obviously the control track and the audio heads are gonna obviously give us sound, but we're not gonna have any video because the head drum isn't even turning. So let's just pull the head drum assembly completely. We have to pull it out of this machine in order to change out the drum motor, which I have a hunch that the drum motor has failed. And it looks like this one has been changed once before because the wire is a white connector and it's supposed to be a red connector for this particular model. And so somebody has changed the motor once before. It's also had some signs of being stored in unheated conditions, which is bad because you know, you'll see there's rust on the motor. As you can see all that rust. And yeah, you can also hear it. It's also grinding as well. So more than likely the bearing is also failed. I think it's got two faults. I think it's got a faulty Hall effect device, and I also think that the bearing is shot because it shouldn't sound like that when you turn it. So yeah, we're gonna pull it out. Now I've also changed some caps in some of the other areas here, like the control amplifier. I think I did change the cap in the real drive motor. Or no, maybe I didn't. But the servo area, the drum area, the drum and capstan, they've had caps changed. So yeah, I'm not sure. But there's caps that have been changed here, and yeah, so that's the problem. So I'm going to change this motor out and see if we can get this thing to live again. Now, here's the audio connector, so we're going to need to disconnect that. And we have to disconnect what should be a red connector is a white connector. So that tells me that somebody has changed it out. Okay guys, so we're back. What I've done was changed out the drum motor. Now this is the only thing left that I can think of that's causing the head drum not to turn. Because I've rolled out the servo board. I've ruled out the caps and I checked the transistor, done a lot of things, a lot of checking, and so let's just see if we can get this 600 to play a tape. So let's just, I've got it plugged in here, so we're gonna put the power on. Now there's a shielding plate that cover that I need to put back on there. That actually keeps the wires from touching the drum. If the wires touch the drum, it'll actually can cause the drum to not turn or slow down and not play at the right speed. So that's why the plastic shielding plate is there. So let's just see if we have success, shall we? Alright. Now, something else I noticed that this has got the wrong door on it. This actually should have a Super Beta Hi-Fi stereo door on here, and I think what I did was I changed out the cassette housing and forgot to change out the door, so we'll need to do that too. Let's just hope and pray, huh? Play. Ha ha ha! Yeah! There you go. That's how you fix that son of a bitch. You little bastard. You caused me all this trouble. You little bastard. Alright, so we've got our view meters and stuff are working now, so this is fantastic. We've actually got somewhere, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and we can close the board here. Okay. Alright, she's working. That's great. This is fantastic news, guys. So we do need to find the proper door for this thing. I've also noticed that there's a button here in the front that needs to be replaced. The button is missing, so I don't know if we've got a broken button, a broken switch for the MPX filter. It's not a big deal because the MPX filter I don't use. It's also for the PCM switch. And if I remember right, the PCM has something to do with recording digital audio on the tape. If I remember correctly, and if I'm correct on that. But yeah, I do believe that the PCM is but you would have to have a PCM, like a decoder, to do that. And I'm not too familiar on that part of it, but our head drum is now spinning and this thing is now working. So Now what I'm going to do is work on getting this thing all put back together, because I was having some trouble with this thing, and took the rod the voltage regulator out of it to fix a customer's 900. It was either my 900 or a customer's 900. It might have been a customer's 900. So I bought a new regulator, put that in there so we can get it to power on. But then we didn't have yeah, I'm tired. I can't think. I got a brain fart. Oh yeah, the head drum. Head drum stopped turning, and I thought it might be something in the servo circuitry, but it wasn't. And I did change all the caps in the servo. So we'll have to, you know, but at least we got this, and this is, I robbed the motor out of the 400 that I had, and I know what you guys are thinking. Why would you tear apart a working 400 to fix a 600? Well, because the 600 has special effects. The 600 is a 3-head machine. The 400 is a 2-head. So I'd much rather have the midline, a little bit better model 600 than I would the 400. Oh yeah, you want to see the picture? Oh, it looks so good. Oh, that's a shitty picture. What the hell's going on? Well, you remember I was telling you about when I was changing the caps in the drum servo? Well, we're gonna have to do a little bit of adjusting. Now, when you change capacitors in a servo circuitry, you're always going to have to do some adjustments. Now, we're either going to have to do some adjustments with this. Actually is more than likely a capstan servo, not a drum servo. And the reason I say it's capstan is because the speed is not quite correct. It's not a drum problem, because the drum servo is actually got a good picture, so it's definitely just a capstan. So we'll just adjust the capstan free speed. But yeah, but here's the special effects. And it starts out okay, and then it messes up. But the special effects, which the tracking needs to be adjusted, but because of the servo, it's probably not going to do very well on that. But yeah, I don't know why it does that, but sometimes when you hit pause and it wants to stop. So yeah, we'll just adjust those, and that'll be for another video though, you know. So that'll just be for another video, but what I'm happy about is the fact that this thing, that the heads are still good. That by me handling it, it didn't mess up the heads. And okay, good. I for a second there, I thought it chewed the tape up. I thought we were gonna have to figure out what was wrong with that. So anyway, yeah, working on these things are fun, guys. I will say, these are just really fun to work on. And I really like them. So, great machines. You know, they have, like I said, they do have good pause. And the digital TVs don't do justice for the pause. Some of the beta machines had a slow tracking, which would allow you to adjust the pause so that it would look good. But in order to get a real good pause on this, we'll have to hook it up to my tube, because the good old tube will never let you down unless it's made by Funai, which that one is. And that one does have some issues, and later on we'll probably do a repair video on that, because sometimes my vertical hold is not working right, but then when the TV warms up, the vertical hold gets more stable. So if I let this TV sit for 20 minutes turned on, I can get it to produce a pretty good picture. But so that's definitely going to be the caps and the vertical hold circuitry. But that's for another video, and I haven't really worked on much CRT TVs. I've worked on a couple of them several years ago, back when I was in my early 20s. I did worked on a couple of CRTs, and yeah, we'll have to see what we can do about getting that TV fixed. I'd like to get that TV fixed, because I do plan on maybe buying some of the old Nintendo games. I grew up with the original Nintendo, the original NES with Donkey Kong, with Mario Brothers and, well, Donkey Kong. The original Donkey Kong is not what the Super Nintendo, because Donkey Kong Country is totally different from the original Donkey Kong. So the original Donkey Kong, Mario would climb ladders, and the monkey would actually throw hammers at Mario, and of course he would die if you got hit with a hammer. Yeah, boy, my childhood. Now I guess you guys know how old I am, huh? Anyway, so yeah, I tend to ramble on, so, but we'll do an adjustment in another video. This video is just kind of showing you what you have to do to fix a problem if you have an issue with the video head not turning. Anyway, you guys have heard me ramble on long enough, so I think for this video, that's gonna be pretty much it. So here's a sharpness control. Of course, you've got Super Beta on or off. I leave Super Beta turned on. Sometimes with the Sanyo Super Betas, the Sanyos actually would play regular tapes back better with the Super Beta switch turned off. In fact, they recommend having the Super Beta switch off when playing back standard beta tapes, because sometimes you can get a little bit of interference. So we got channels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Channels are all messed up on this, aren't they? channel 4, 03 for channel 3. Yeah, so we're gonna work on this again, you know. And yes, I had a comment the other day. Somebody asked me, where is part 2 for the HF600? Well, it's gonna come, but not right now at this point in time, because I need to get a schematic, because I'm not sure what's wrong with that thing. And getting a schematic is going to really help me be able to repair it. So sometimes, you know, it's better to just hold off and wait until you can get the proper tools or proper spec sheets to work on that one. But yeah, that one I will be working on hopefully soon, you know, but as of right now, don't get your hopes up, because I have not yet got a schematic for that thing. And sometimes even I don't know what's wrong, so it's nice to go to the schematic and figure things out. So because sometimes if you're not sure what is happening to something, you know, you're not sure what's wrong with it, you can look at a schematic, because I do got a general idea of where the problem is. And if you've got a general idea of where the problem would be, you can go on the schematic and you can find out, because you need to know what voltages go where, you know. This it's like say the voltage regulator in these things, you know, like you need to know what pin does 12 volts, what pin does, you know, say your 9 volts, you know. The schematics can really help. So anyway, I'm just glad I was able to get this thing up and going. And you know, yeah, changing the caps and the servo, you're always going to have to do adjustments. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the adjustment on the capstan free play, the free adjustment, and that should correct it, and that should get this thing playing back correctly. So let's just do some adjustments with the, so I'm just going to use a screwdriver here, Phillips, and you have your capstan free speed adjustments. Right here is you've got beta 2 and your beta 1 and beta 3. So this one's beta 3, beta 2, and beta 1. So when we do these adjustments, we'll just see some improvement here. Now this is beta 3, so this is a beta 3 adjustment. So this isn't going to do anything, but I just wanted to kind of show you how to do it. You know, you just use and you just turn it. Now I've got lines here. The reason why I put lines on the controls is so I can put it back to factory specs when I'm done messing with it, if it doesn't do any good. So you can do the adjustment on the capstan for the beta 2. If you watch the screen, it's going to start getting worse. It's going faster and faster. And we can slow it down. There we go. That's it. So that should fix the problem. So it's working good now. So we've got it dialed in, and I was correct about the beta 2 adjustments speed. So that seems to have corrected the issue. So at least we got this thing back to playing, and now I can start using this beautiful piece of machinery and start getting it all put back together. And I think that this is you know, obviously a very nice machine, and you know, because I done some, now I've got to do some adjustments with the beta 3 and the beta 1. So I will need to get me my beta 1 tape and a beta 3. I've only got a couple tapes recorded in that beta 3 speed. So but what we'll need to do is adjust those other two. So like I was saying, but this thing's playing beautifully now, so. And all I gotta do left is do the adjustments for the other two tape speeds. Now, if you don't have a beta 1 tape, maybe you have a beta 1S. That'll work. But with beta 1S, this machine can't play it back. So the colors are gonna be wrong, but at least you'll be able to adjust the caption speed and get it at the correct speed, so that you can get this up and going. Okay, well, she's all back together and performing very well, actually. So we're gonna be, you know, just that, which that works just fine. And we can go backwards. And you know, she's playing pretty good, so I'm pretty happy with this. You know, there's no issues. It's working good now, so I got it all back together, and this thing is done. So now I have one that's this is probably gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna sell it or if it's gonna be in my personal collection or not. You know, it may be part of my personal collection. It's a nice machine. It plays back tapes beautifully. The only thing I have yet to test is the record function, which I haven't tested that yet. I do got some tapes so that I can, you know, record stuff on. I've got quite a few blank tapes that I've got some Zenith tapes, and I've got a couple Sony tapes, and I've got a Scotch tape that I'm probably going to use the Scotch tape to do the recording on, because it's the tape that I'm not really going to want to use for, you know, recording something that's going to stay on it. You know, the Scotch tapes are kind of just used to do test recordings and whatnot. Anyway, so, but yeah, this has got, you know, good pause, and the TV is what causes it to roll like that. But it's got good pause and stuff. So anyway, does have, you know, frame by frame as well. Yeah, so I was pretty happy last night when I was able to get this thing to work, and then of course it had a servo problem, and doing the adjustments on that, and doing the servo for the, you know, the other tape speeds and the beta 1 or beta 3. I've already done that and got those tapes working just fine. And next thing I want to do is I do want to get that door changed out. I do want to get there's these plastic covers that go over the switches. This switch over here is missing, so I can take parts off of another machine that I have and put on this one, so that I have MPX filter switch. Anyway, but yeah, this thing works good now, so I'm gonna basically put it into my collection as for right now. Put it in my collection as a beta player, and so this one might be sold. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, and just kind of like thinking, do I really want this thing, or do I want to just sell it and make somebody else happy, you know? And my original eBay account was suspended, and I couldn't get it unsuspended, and basically had issues with they telling me that I was selling too much stuff, and they suspended my account. So now I've got another name that I'm going to use for selling stuff, and I really just need to get that just start selling stuff, because I'm collecting too many of these and they need to go to homes, you know. I used to sell these, and that was how I got my money to buy more, you know. So unless I start selling them and getting some money coming in so I can do more repairs and show you guys how to do more things on these things, because you know, I'm self-taught. I've been working on these machines for several years now, and at least, I would say 10 years or so that I've been working on these things. So giving me the, you know, that's pretty much giving me the knowledge, and you know, I'm self-taught, so it's kind of a hard thing to learn how to do, but you know, it can be a little bit pricey hobby. This is just a hobby. I'm not a professional, but I do know quite a bit about these machines, and I know a lot about the 711B chassis, which is what this is now. My favorite chassis would be the 710 and the 711D and the 711B3. Those chassis are the ones that I really like. I think the 710 was probably the best chassis out of all of them. The 711D did have some problems, but the 711D had a motor for each reel, so the take-up reel and the supply reel, they had their own motor in the 711D, and the SL2500, the SL2700 use this chassis, and it's a very good chassis in my opinion. It is a little harder to work on, and the cassette housings on them are a little bit more difficult to work on or repair. But yeah, I would say the best chassis ever made would probably be the 710, which was the SL5000 series beta machines. The 5000, the 5200, the 54, 56, 5800 series betas all used the 710 chassis. So, we'll see you in another video. Bye-bye.